Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug. I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I've got several things that I need to address. Number one, no videos for 2 days. I've been sick. I've been feeling exhausted for no reason, no explanation. I've just been hanging out of it, gone. My mind completely shut down. I either just been sitting and watching videos and doing a little bit online trying to stay awake, or I've been sleeping. Unfortunately, it's passed. I'm feeling a lot better now. So that's a good thing. Number two, I've been having problems with my one of my mods. My hard economy mod has I guess gone out of date since the newest update, so I found a new economy mod, and I just need to turn it on here. So, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that to the mic. So I have a new economy mod. Seems just about as good as the old one, if not better. So that's fine. Number three, if you look up there on the left while this loads, a newer version is available. Steam will automatically update. I have forcefully rolled back my game to version 1.14 because 1.15 and Truck Sim Map do not get along right now, and the game will crash. So I'm going to continue in 1.14 until Truck Sim Map comes out with a update for 1.15. I just went and looked on their website. They don't have one yet. So it's going to be a few days. They're usually pretty quick. So I forcefully rolled this back. Fortunately, I didn't really lose anything. So that's really good. I didn't lose anything in particular. The only thing that happened is my truck has been relocated back to its home yard. So I'm not in the city that I was in last. Finally, that I'm going to address without driving. I got 3 skill points that must have come from this holiday event. So this is how I've chosen to distribute them. Just like that. So let's see what we have, in hopes that our game doesn't go splat into the ground. That's a good mod. That's a good one right there. Really far though. I'd like one that I can complete like now. Let's try keeping the route length short. You know, that's really not that terrible, 744 kilometers. Where does that fall in the price per distance again? Second, 820, 850. Yeah, that's a big difference, though. 1,180. You know what? I'm just going to run this one. So yeah, all kinds of problems lately. Everything was working fine when I last played, and then Alright, I forgot. I have to rest to get my truck repaired, so we may end up not taking that cargo. It may be something else. Okay. So, let's go get the truck fixed first. Let's go deal with that issue first. Can't really see. Line pull out. We're good. I do have a couple new mods in the game. From Jazzy Cat, I just found out that he had updated his truck, painted trucks in traffic, and his AI traffic pack have all been updated recently, as of November 22nd. I don't go and look that often, so yeah. I've added those into the game. So you should see trucks with more custom paint jobs as well as trucks that are like tuned up and different trucks like, well, like that. Yeah, there you go. So that's really cool. And hopefully this works now that I've forced the rollback to 1.14, because if not, I'm in trouble until all this gets done. So we've rested. We repaired the truck. We're down on cash, but we'll be fine. Let's just make sure that cargo's still there. Oh, wrong town. It is still there, but there are two others now that are above it. 903 and 872. You know, this looks like a much more fun run. I know it's considerably less than this. This is 11,000 at 903, but this just looks much more fun. I don't know, a standard trailer versus that big honker into France. I really need the money, but this is going to take me several days to cover. You know what? Just because this is Friday and I don't upload over the weekends on most occasions, I'm going to stick with the... did I set GPS? Tell me I set GPS. Okay, yes I did. Okay, we're good. I'm just going to take this... I'm just going to take this trailer. I need the money, really, but we'll be fine. So here's hoping everything works and that I don't run into any crashes. And then once Truck Sim Maps updated, I'll let the game update to version 1.15. The problem is I went and looked. There's no way to turn automatic updates off at all. There's absolutely no way to turn automatic updates off. I went and looked. Basically, it's high priority, always update this game before others. Do not update this game until I launch it. Or always keep this game up to date. There's no choice for me to click to say, do not update this game unless I tell you to. And that's really annoying. This is, Steam's really great and all, but there are some things I just don't like about it, and that really is one of them. I don't have the option to not update a game if I don't want to update it. I have to, forcibly pause the update or something. So the way I've gotten around it right now is I said, do not up this game until I launch it, and then I clicked, do not allow background downloads. So that's preventing it for now from updating. That helps. And like I said, I forcibly rolled it back. I mean, this is actually a beta version of the game. This is becoming one of the many reasons why I would almost rather not have Steam. There's lots of things with Steam that I just don't like, and they're getting to be, oops, little too, yeah, we're okay. There's just getting to be some things with Steam that are really starting to be annoying. Like, one thing that needs to happen, and honestly really needs to happen, come on, cars. Alright. I need this road. is like, and this is something the courts haven't touched on. The internet itself and things having to do with like the internet, they need to leave alone. But having to deal with like certain business practices online need to be changed. And one of those business practices that need to be changed is simply electronically bought games. You know, some of the argument is that when you buy a game electronically, you're not actually buying the game, and they try to do this with kind of like physical copies. You're basically purchasing the right to use the game. And Steam, in the United States at least, and you know some other countries, but can only speak in the United States or for the United States. Steam does not do refunds except in very extreme and special cases. If you buy a game, you don't like it, if it's incomplete, if there's a problem with it, whatever the case may be, you can't get a refund. And you're really over a barrel when it comes to this, which is why I am very, very cautious when I buy games now. I am very, very cautious when I buy games. And let's say you buy a game, Steam will give you a refund. Well, let's say you call your credit card company and you reverse the charge. It's in your right to do. You purchased a product that was not as advertised. Whether it be digital or not, just because there's no physical copy doesn't mean that it's not a product, a property that you bought that promised things and didn't deliver in the way that it should have. Well, if you reverse your charges, Steam will ban you permanently. All the games that are on your account, you'll lose them. You won't be able to play them. You'll have to start a whole new account if you start a new account at all. And the same goes for big companies like EA, you know, and things like Origins. I've heard a lot of people had problems, you know, when Battlefield 4 came out. A lot of people wanted refunds. Nope, sorry, you're not entitled to a refund because there's no law governing about refunds and digital purchases and all that, which really, really sucks. And again, if you try and reverse the charge on your credit card, you're going to lose everything. So you're over a barrel. You're screwed because what you have isn't what was promised, and you can't get your money back. And if you try and get your money back another way, then they'll just take everything away from you. This is one of the reasons I'm actually very cautious about pre-purchasing games, and why I tend to wait until I see something about the game, whether it be from Total Biscuit, trying to think of others, Total Biscuit, Machinima. You know, I'm subscribed to several gaming programs, and I look for reviews and whatnot and compatibility. But basically, I rely on more independent. Like one person I completely rely on when it comes to a game coming out and how good it is Total Biscuit. Just to be honest, he's a no holds barred, completely neutral video game journalist. Truly, if a game sucks, he will tell you the game sucks. He doesn't care who it's from or what they try to do. He's popular enough, he's got enough clout, and he's got he's got enough support that if companies were try to do something to him, and several independent companies have tried, he can fight back. And he's won every time. He does everything by the book so that he's always covered. And that when companies do try and do something to him, he's covered across the board, you know? Like, Assassin's Creed Unity came out, he completely shoveled the PC version, completely. and rightfully so. The crashes, the graphics, clipping issues, camera issues, the whole thing. The PC port was complete and utter crap, and he let you know it. And he gave the new Dragon Age game props because it was pretty decent. You know, the port was good, the graphics were good, the controls were okay. So he said, yeah, it's all right. You know, it's something I'd recommend. Which is also one of the reasons why he's one of the top. Well, I don't know what you call him, but he is the top like video game. What do they call them on Steam now? I forget. Where they recommend video games and then people can follow what they recommend. He's the top, and that's why, because people know he's not going to lie. He's not going to be swayed. He's not going to be paid. He's even come forward and said, you know, I was going to review this, but the company said I had to do it this way, and, you know, another company approached me and offered to pay me, and he doesn't do that. So I really enjoy that, and I really tend to rely on him when it comes to certain game, you know, purchasing games and whatnot. For anything more independent, they do tend to cross over, but I tend to rely on two people. Northern Lion. He's big into independent games, mostly Binding of Isaac, but he plays a bunch of other independent games, and you know, he kind of does a let's look at of a lot of independent games. The other one I tend to follow is Bisnap, B-I-S-N-A-P, Bisnap. Truly cool customer, truly very even-headed, very level. I've like never really heard him get angry, and despite situations where maybe he should have. And he's brought a lot of the games forward that I like to play as well. Binding of Isaac, most notably Nuclear Throne, Paranautical Activity. You know, I don't like all the games that he plays, but I watch all the games that he plays because I watch for him, not for the game. Northern Lion, it's more I watch for the game, and he's entertaining, you know, enough as well. It's hard to explain. That was actually a little rough. That's not quite what I meant. It's like, I watch a lot of his channels for the Let's Look At, and then I get the added bonus of being entertained by him as well. It's a little closer, but still not quite what I was looking for. So yeah, I am like big on the do not pre-purchase games bandwagon. I really am. Oh yeah, Total Biscuit also did like the Far Cry 4 PC port and gave it props as well. You know, I'm really big on that. You know, don't pre-purchase now. Like I said, specifically for reasons like if you get screwed, you're screwed permanently. The developer can choose not to continue the game, which has happened in some occasions. You know, games like, well, I forget their names, but there have been a couple games that have been mentioned that the developers just stopped developing them. They've been in beta, they've been in alpha forever, basically. And sometimes the developer just completely spoke out and say, I'm done with the game. Consider this its finished product, even though it's never officially released. And a lot of people have pre-purchased the game and supporting it. And then there's been other developers who they haven't like touched the game, updated it, or done anything, even responded on forums and to contacts for over a a year. Sorry, over a year. You know, and if you bought the game, you know, hopefully it's in a playable enough position for you, because otherwise you're stuck and you can't get a refund because there's no laws governing that. And if there's something the laws need to cover, it's about digital purchases, purchasing digital products, whether it be movie downloads or video game downloads or whatever else you can buy digitally, software, different programs and whatnot that you tend to download rather than buy physically. There needs to be laws governing this. It's that simple. Because it is not fair to the consumer, it is not fair to us to purchase these products and to support these developers and have them screw us over and be safe for it. Steam has opened up, basically the doors wide, saying anyone here, especially with the green light, anyone here can publish games, and then we can do early access games. And I gotta slow down, just because I am concerned about cameras in here. But yeah, Steam has basically opened the doors wide to everybody, saying, here, publish whatever you want, develop, early access, all that. And then they don't have to worry about ramifications if the publisher screws up. The publisher screws up, Steam's like, oh well, we have the money for it. And the publisher doesn't have to worry in most occasions by screwing up. Like I said, there have been a few very, very, very rare instances where Steam has offered money back or come down on a developer and force them to change what they were doing. But otherwise, they're completely safe. They have your money and they're up and gone. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're stuck. Oh well. And that's not fair to us in any way, shape, or form. That's not fair to us. Now, there are things that we can do about it, but I really see them as things that aren't going to happen. And those things are, or the main thing is to not pre-purchase a game, to not purchase early access. And that's a double-edged sword right there. To not pre-purchase games from big developers would definitely be one thing. It's kind of stating to us, no, we are not going to buy this game until you prove to us, that was close, until you prove to us that it's a complete and finished product. But I really don't see that happening. People are going to pre-purchase their games because they want to believe in the developer. They want to believe that the game's going to be good. They want to have fun with it. And the developer has promised that it would be, with the commercials and the advertisements and the gameplay footage and all that. They have told you this is what it's going to be like. And people keep falling for it. And that's just really terrible. As for early access games, like I said, this is kind of a double-edged sword. Allowing games to be purchased early access has basically allowed independent developers a source of income they normally wouldn't have to complete a game. There are a lot of independent games out there that may not have ever been finished. The most important and the biggest being Minecraft, had not early access happened. So, yeah, that's a double-edged sword to not purchase early access to games. That's a buyer beware for sure, but there really needs to be rules governing it. Because we're not buying a license to use a product, we're buying the product. The difference is we just don't have the physical discs, but we still have the data that would be on those discs. That's what we're buying. We're not buying the discs themselves, we're buying the data that's on the discs. And the same thing for digital downloads. And there need to be laws to put companies in their place. If your game is not what it's supposed to be, you're entitled to a refund. Make it even just a time limit. You buy something, you have 3 days to make up your mind if you want it or not, and you can still get a refund for it. Anything would work. Even 24 hours would be enough. If you purchase a game, if you purchase a game digitally, you have 24 hours, and then you can get a refund. I know this is kind of like a little bit of a subject I've been trying to avoid. I didn't want to get talking back into this, but this is, again, what, like in England, and I believe it may only be England and not European, that, not Europe as a whole, but I really don't know for sure, is that they do have laws. They do have laws about digital purchases. And if somebody wants a refund there, they have to give a refund on a digital purchase. This includes Steam. Steam has to issue refunds in England for people who want one due to various reasons. And I just would like to see something like that happen here. You know, they don't need to control the internet. They don't need to censor the internet, because that really will never happen. They don't need to do anything to the internet itself. What the government needs to do is to protect people who buy things on the internet. You know, Steam may find itself falling out of favor in due time, despite how much of a juggernaut they are. It is possible to buy games without Steam, although not as much as it used to be. But, you know, things I regret buying on Steam, Euro Truck. I wish I bought Euro Truck separate and didn't need Steam, because then I could play the version I want and not have to worry about the game updating itself. I wish I never bought EVE Online on Steam. That was one of the worst things I'd ever done. And had I known ahead of time, I would have never, ever purchased EVE on Steam, because you cannot get onto EVE online. My Steam account, I have 3 accounts on EVE. 2 that I bought from the EVE Online store, you know, directly from CCP. This does not look fun. And then one I bought. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. It's just so tight. And I didn't mean it that way. I must have lost traction. Must have lost traction somehow. Oh well. We're around the corner. That's what matters. There's a truck coming, but he's way back. I should be able to make this. No problem. But yeah, I cannot log into my Steam EVE account without Steam. I have to I have to press Play EVE Online on Steam and bring up the EVE launcher in order for my account, in order to access my account. I cannot just log in, like, I can't just bring up the EVE client and type in my credentials, my password, my username, and log in that way. I can't. So if Steam's down for any reason, I can't access my EVE account. And that really sucks. In a big way, that really sucks. And despite all the deals and despite all the things, I truly, you know, I've seen posts of people saying, well, I'm thinking about getting this game on Steam, and I'm one of the many, many that go to that post in the EVE Reddit and the EVE subreddit and go, don't do it. You'll regret it. And as much as I love EVE, account transfers really suck. The only way to transfer from one account to another is if you are not in a corporation, you know, a guild, as you were, for 7 days. Which means if I want to transfer my account off the Steam and onto a standard account, I would have to leave my corporation on that account for a week, and then I could transfer it on to another account. You know how ludicrous that is? That I have to leave a corporation in order to do it? You know how stupid that is? That's just not right. So, yeah. I love, Steam. Valve as a whole has done a lot of good things. I love their holiday sales, but God, man, they really need to fix their policies. It's all about the customer, not the company, because without the customer, there is no company. And if I were Gabe, if I was in charge of Steam, I would allow for refunds. Simple as that. But we're getting pretty close to the end of our run here. So there's something I want to touch on real quick before we finish up. I have finally set up a schedule, a regimen almost, of making sure I record ahead of time so that when I get sick or I'm unable to record on any given day, that I will have the videos already done, and I would just need to render them and upload them, and that's it. So Sunday is my chosen day. On Sunday, I will basically after 5 o'clock, basically when things cool down, where I live, when the sun sets, I need to log off. As soon as I finish up the stuff I'm doing online or whatever I'm doing anywhere, I need to log off, and I need to do my recordings and get them done. That's simple. So that I won't be missing days like I did the past 2 days because I was sick. Even being that sick, I could have easily, if I had pre-recorded videos, rendered them, upload them, and then gone to sleep. Number 2, I'm going to try and bring back the weekly truck showcase. Except it won't be weekly. It'll be occasionally, basically. Maybe every other week. Maybe I'll do it multiple weeks in a row, then I'll skip a few weeks. Basically, if a truck catches my eye, then I will showcase it. That's basically how I want to work it out. I'm basically going to just freaking bugs. I'm going to just keep a watch, and look for good truck mods to come out. And if one does, then I'll showcase it at the end of the week. There's multiples. Maybe I'll do more than one during the week. Maybe I'll upload an extra video. I don't know. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. I just know that I'm going to try and bring it back a little bit more. That's really my aim. So hopefully, no more missed video days, and Truck Showcase will return. This will also, if I pre-record my videos, if I want to upload a binding of... Whoa! Please don't tip, thank you. Did not want to brake on the corner, because had I hit the brakes on the corner, I probably would have gone over. And Fortunately, there was just a little bit of a straightaway, just enough of a straightaway, where I had enough room to hit the brakes and slow down before things went south. So that was rather entertaining on on the last little leg of our run here. And actually, we're at Paris. Welcome to Paris. Nice. So yeah, I'm going to be keeping watch for the newest version of Truck Sim, because what they're doing is this whole holiday event, holiday trailers, holiday this, holiday that. Um, so yeah, I have got to watch Truck Sim to see if when they come out with the new patch for Truck Sim Map, so it works with 1.15. I just got lucky that I didn't lose anything having to roll back like I did. It could have been a lot worse. A lot of frustration getting this game up and running today. And like I said, this one of the main reasons why I originally quit. You know, just to be straight with you, I originally quit Euro Truck because I got tired of fighting with all the mods. But the advantage I have now is I'm trying to keep my mods very streamlined. My traffic mods and my traffic mods, my trailer mods, they're all from Jazzy Cat, meaning they're all meant to work together. So that makes everything stable there. And then I just have Truck Sim Map, which Jazzy Cat makes his mods compatible with Truck Sim Map. And then okay, there it is. And then I got the hard economy mod and very little else. Once I get the bigger cab onto the our truck here, which may not be for a while, then I'll go and look for a new paint job. I'll go and look for a custom. I'll go look for a skin. That's what I'm trying to think of. That wasn't very much of a level, was it? Alright, it's fine. So we saw a garage on the way over here. We still get plenty of fuel, but we definitely need a rest. Thought I saw something coming. Yeah. Could be. I had to answer a question. Talking about my wife. My wife is sleeping. Actually, I need to go this way. Sleeping a lot lately, and her pain medication makes her very tired. Plus, she has to lay down a lot because she has to keep her foot up in order for it to heal. And that combination makes her really, really, really just sleepy. She was actually up for a long time today, and she's just been in bed keeping her foot up. She uses our Kindle to watch videos and whatnot. So she was actually up quite a bit. But anyways, please tell me that's income and the loan. I'm not really thrilled right now because I wanted to keep it over 100,000 and we're almost 20,000 under that. I want to see if he's leveled at all. Holy frijoles, dude. I apparently haven't been paying attention much. I wanted him to get 1 point. 1 point! Here. 1 point. Wanted 1 point here, 1 point here, and then this. And this is what I did by accident. So I've got a lot of work to do with this dude. Alright. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's just put him into long distance. And let's let him max out long distance, okay? I think that'll be better. So, what are we looking for? We're in Patty. Well, I think we have our delivery right there on the top. Because the next one's almost 40 cents less. Flat car. Wow. Just about the same amount of miles. But we're going to get... This is an important delivery, plus it's high value. So we'll get more experience out of that. And at 16,000, despite the fact we'll have to probably run into the loan again, we should be able to push back. So, yeah, that's the run we're going to go with. It's going to take... I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't take 3 videos to do, just because if I can make the ferry on the first video and then complete the delivery on the second video, that would be wondrous. But I'm worried I'm going to have to rest before making the first ferry, before making the ferry. But we'll just have to take it step by step and see what happens. That's all. We'll just take it one step at a time. So, all right, starting Monday next week, more consistent in my videos. No more missing days. The return, in a way, of the truck mod showcase. I'm just not going to do it weekly. I'm going to do it as I see fit. And other than that, it's just a matter of watching for Truck Sim Map to update for 1.15 and then getting into that. But other than that, folks, yeah, I know I'm yawning, but I don't actually feel tired. I don't know why I'm yawning, but I don't feel sleepy, so go fig. That's going to be me, Doug, for this episode, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time, this is going to be One Big Bug. I'm going to be signing out. And I'll see you then.